You know what? I'm not going to do an intro anymore.
What?
Do you want me to do an intro?
That's how you introduce?
I mean, we gotta let people know who we are and what we're talking.
I feel like you're being rude.
By not introducing us?
I mean,
Everybody knows who I am.
Oh!
Yeah, I didn't realize we were in the chat room with royalty.
Welcome to season 2 Mystic Podcasts. Back once again. With Tommy Nine Toes and JC, the Renaissance Man.
Still got nine.
That's what they called me.
That's what they call me.
It's called me in high school. Renaissance Man.
The Renaissance Man.
That's not what I heard them call you, but that's okay.
Well, you were the one calling me the devil. Satan, you and your grandma were teamed up against me. Forces of evil pointing the wrong finger the wrong direction.
I remember. I remember it was Whitney and someone else. I can't remember the other girl's name. It was over at Grandma. We were over there. We were about to take off, and she goes, "Do you know that JC?"
And Grandma said that?
Yeah, she goes, "You know that JC?" Goes, they're like, "Oh yeah." He goes, "He's the devil."
She was
She
right.
really said that?
Yes.
She did.
Oh yeah.
Legit said that.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Grandma calling JC the devil.
The devil. He plays that D&D.
It's hard to get people, of varying backgrounds to agree on that.
Well, you know what I always say? When it's belief that has spanned ages and civilizations and cultures.
I think that was what the Vikings called me when they invaded.
All right, Tom, what are we going to talk about this week?
Hey, this week we're talking about Lemuria, and it'll be like the first of three episodes. We're going to talk about some lost civilizations, and we're going to discuss Lemuria. We're going to kind of kick it around, kick the tires on it. We're going to see if we can figure out why it disappeared and come to a conclusion. I will tell you this I guess go ahead and my notes got messed up. Hold on.
Oh my God.
I know. I have notes this time. I usually, fly by the seat of my pants on these things.
You ain't flying very far in those pants.
Nope.
Well, I don't know. Stiff wind.
Hey,
catch a lot of fabric.
His own stiff wind now and then.
All I'm saying is that my time spent in the hospital during the off season.
I bet you're glad to be out of that.
Boy, you don't even know.
No shit.
So, what you got there, kid?
Man, I'm having some kind of attack.
Oh my goodness.
It's a demonic attack, probably.
Yeah, probably. They're trying to get out.
Over here, she's got some kind of
It's
weird
really
thing.
tough being this way.
No,
Somebody's got to do it.
You want to hear a little bit about Lemuria?
Well, that's why we're here.
Nope. No, Tom, shut the hell up about Lemuria. It's all you've been talking about for 3 months.
All right, so here I go. So basically, a zoologist named Philip Sclater, spelled Sclater, in the 1860s, he's trying to figure out why he found lemur fossils in India, Madagascar, and possibly, I think, over in Australia, if I kind of orient myself there.
Right. Madagascar and India.
2 words.
There's possibly a land bridge between India, Madagascar, and Australia. And he kept finding, in these areas, lemur fossils. So he's trying to figure out what's going on here.
2 words, Tommy. Leaping lemurs.
And basically, he came to the conclusion that there must have been a land bridge between these areas. So, I did a little more studying on it, and there, I guess they've kind of, looked at it and everything, and I guess they've come to the conclusion that Lemuria was actually the home to the third root race.
Third root race.
Yes. Spiritually advanced and possibly telepathic. And let's see here.
So
And it's often depicted as the Golden Age society with knowledge of crystal, cosmic wisdom, and heightened consciousness. So, I guess this area, these people were pretty advanced. I guess this is like before the Great Flood, because they are, I know there's been some places around India where they've actually found sunken cities. So the plausibility of this.
Here's something I'm reading that is interesting. First off, we'll have to talk about this sometime in this discussion because there's 7 root races.
Right.
And it's like relevant what that means. And the Lemurians, which were the third, is where humanity is said to have transitioned from a more ethereal, androgynous state into a fully physical, sexually dimorphic species. So Lemuria represents a period when we descended into dense matter and took on our solid physical bodies and began to reproduce and, all the physical things we do. Lemurians didn't do that.
Right.
So
or they were the ones to start doing that, maybe.
They're the ones who started doing that.
Yeah.
Is it Mu or Lemuria that's supposed to be closest to where Japan is?
That's Mu.
Yeah.
Lemuria is down in the Indian Ocean. It's down there between Madagascar, which is right off of Africa.
I can remember which.
And India, yeah.
And Australia. Supposedly connected to Australia as well. So
it's interesting that they were spiritual beings that went backwards.
Well, it makes you wonder, why did they go backwards in that case?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what happened to make them? I guess you would consider that stumbling. What made them stumble is the question.
Or based on the theory, based on the the thought that we choose to come down here because this is like a school. Okay. We learn things. This is a place for our spirit or whatever to ascend, Wow. And that just brought up something else too. Is Lemuria like an airport, or not an airport, but like a waiting room?
Like a portal, maybe?
Yeah. Like we came down into Lemuria and then came to Earth.
What do you think, JC?
Lots of dumb stuff.
What was the thing that
I think you can piece all this together because it's all, it's not, the details aren't all there, but like the theory that there's a great group of consciousness we all go back into when we die, it might have just evolved. That might have been the point at which it evolved to where we go into physical bodies for whatever reason to clean out the pool.
Yeah. Here's something that just kind of came to my mind, is that if you look at like the Hindu religion, there's a lot of talk, about reincarnation. You start at one level and you just keep getting reincarnated.
Yeah, it goes along with you live a good life, you advance.
Right. So what happens?
Oh, this is some stuff.
What if the situation is that?
Hey, did you go to one of those bad sites or something? What are you looking at?
No, but it's going to make this discussion pretty spicy.
Well, let's do it.
In not a fun way.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I just decided to just see what I could find out about the 7 root races.
Uh-oh.
Did you find out about the Aryans and all them?
Yes. They are the fifth.
Yeah, they are part of Atlantis.
No, they're after Atlantis.
Well,
Atlantis is the fourth.
Well, Atlantis had 3 sections. There's the city of Atlantis, and then below that was Area, and below that was Poseidia.
Well, okay. So the first root race is the Polarian race. And when I read this, oh, wow. Okay, it's considered the earliest manifestation of humanity, so subtle that it's almost beyond what we would recognize as physical. The Polarians are said to have been ethereal, more like energy beings than material creatures, and they reproduced asexually through a process of spiritual budding or division. Their consciousness was dreamlike and largely collective, without strong individuality. They are sometimes described as being pure spirit living on what might have been a proto-Earth in its earliest stages. The second is the Hyperborean race. The Hyperboreans were more substantial, but still not fully physical. They are said to have lived in the mythical land of Hyperborea.
That's where Conan came from, right?
Is it? For real?
I think it in Hyperborea.
I don't know.
I think so. I'm not sure. I know now.
It's very close to that, if that's not it.
Well, it's associated with a region near the North Pole.
Greek mythology talks about it because Apollo goes to Hyperborea a lot.
Yeah, during a time when the Earth's climate was entirely different from what it is now. They still reproduced by non-sexual means, often described symbolically as budding or sweatborn. Consciousness was beginning to individualize, but was still deeply connected to the spiritual planes. Then we get to the third root race, which was the Lemurians. This is where physicality began to fully solidify. Lemurians were described as very tall, strong, and robust, living on the lost continent of Lemuria, often thought to have been located in the Pacific or Indian Ocean. During this epoch, humanity began to reproduce sexually, marking the true separation of sexes. The spark of mind was bestowed, an awakening of self-awareness and intellect that allowed free will to emerge. Lemuria represents the childhood of humanity. When we first began to choose consciously and experiment with our powers.
That's like relates to the tree of good knowledge of good and evil, I think, right?
Yeah, I felt that's exactly what I was thinking when I was reading that.
Yeah.
Is that totally checks for that. The fourth is the Atlantean race. The Atlanteans lived in Atlantis, a vast continent said to have existed between the Americas and Africa, Europe. They represent the adolescence of humanity, developing advanced technology, psychic abilities, and high levels of material civilization. However, they also struggled with their ego, power, and misuse of their abilities, which ultimately led to their downfall. The destruction of Atlantis is seen as a karmic cleansing event, forcing humanity to evolve further. Interesting.
Well, there's a kind of a story about when they destroyed themselves. And I'll probably talk more about that when we talk about Atlantis. So
okay, yeah, okay. So the fifth root race is the Aryan race. This term is often here we go. This term is often misunderstood today because of its misuse in the 20th century.
Well, what Hitler was looking for was proof of it.
Exactly. But in theosophy, Aryan simply refers to the current root race. It has nothing to do with color.
Yeah. He was looking, that's why he was stealing all the art and all the literature. He was looking for clues, some way to prove that basically Atlantis was real.
Right. It began roughly a million years ago with early migrations after the fall of Atlantis. The fifth root race is associated with the development of intellect, science, individuality, and reasoning mind, but also with a struggle to remember and integrate spiritual wisdom. We are still in this epoch now, though many believe we are transitioning toward the sixth. And I'm of the belief we're transitioning.
I think so too.
So the sixth, what are we looking for? We're looking for the future race of compassion. The sixth root race is expected to represent a leap forward in consciousness. It is said to emerge gradually within the next few thousand years. Humanity will evolve to be more telepathic, compassionate, cooperative, and spiritually aware. The heart will guide rather than just the intellect, and humanity will live in greater harmony with the nature and the cosmos. Many spiritual teachers, I'm one, say that those experiencing awakenings and timeline shifts are the pioneers of this new race of consciousness. I believe that. I am one of those people that believes that. So the seventh, the final race of Earth. The seventh race is often described as humanity's graduation from Earth school. It will be a return to more luminous etheric form, not unlike the first race, but with self-awareness and mastery of matter. This is the consummation of human evolution on Earth, after which humanity moves on to higher planes of existence entirely. Interesting.
I think the sixth race that'll come at the age of Aquarius, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what we're headed for,
I think we've been in the beginnings of it for decades.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I don't think we're going to see it like us.
Oh, yeah. We'll be done.
Yeah, but here then I think we are in you know how a farmer burns his fields so that he can it enriches the ground, and you guys know that, right?
Yeah.
I think we're living through the time of the field burning.
That makes sense.
I do.
Know?
Yeah. I do.
I had something to say, but now I forgot.
Must have been super important.
It was. It was about the Lemurians, but I can't. Give me a minute.
Well, it sounds like they were.
Well, here it is. What if they descended because they knew that maybe it's part of the evolution. You know what I'm saying?
Like maybe this whole freaking thing runs on a cycle.
Right.
Well, I feel like the pool of consciousness got dirty. Like maybe part of it was corrupted or bad. And we come here to learn how to treat each other as individuals. And we get to go back to the pool once we've like corrected ourselves and cleaned ourselves out.
Like it. Wow.
Like being physical is like a filter that cleans the pool of consciousness.
Because it talks about forgetting. What was it? The sixth root, the Aryans are the ones that forgot everything.
Yeah.
Right. Which makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Because we forget. We do.
We
have that forget. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we come here to learn how to treat each other, and once we get it right, we can go back and then move on.
We are so not getting that right now.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are bad at it. A lot of people.
We are so not getting that right now.
A lot of people are pretty bad at it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, it's just maybe it's like you were saying, it's a cycle, and it kind of goes almost like an infinity symbol,
Yeah.
Maybe we're at the crossroads.
And what is interesting? What is interesting about that? And this always happens to me when I'm talking about stuff with people. It all goes down to the science and how, and waveforms. Everything cycles. Everything.
The waveform is a cycle.
Yes.
Frequencies are cycles.
Everything's a waveform. Everything.
We're all vibrations.
Yeah.
We're
It's
all
all
frequencies.
cyclic. Cyclic. I don't know how you say that. Cyclic.
I think
Anyway,
cyclic.
isn't that interesting that it's the same parameters or whatever you would say? It's the same. They're running by the same rules.
Right. You know? Just one of those things. So, I mean, you know, if we are sitting up here and, you know, we've descended into matter, I mean, could it be the situation that, you know, with where it comes to Lemuria, because I've got notes here that they had crystal technology, they were telepathic. I watched a video talking about Lemuria, and they were talking like how they were very priestly. Okay,
Priestly,
I mean,
like shamanic.
yeah, shamanic. They're priestly. They were like, you know, they basically you know, they're more about wisdom and stuff like that, you know. And it's like, and I guess they had a clash with the Atlanteans. That's the thing. At least this is what this video I saw is that there was, I guess, war between Lemuria and Atlantis. And basically, they went on, they talked about something else. They didn't really talk about how it you know, ended and whatnot. It's still an interesting concept. It's like Atlantis was supposed to be about, you know, reasoning and, you know, scholarly stuff, you know, whereas Lemuria is more of a wisdom based.
Oh,
you know.
see now, yeah, this is saying that Atlantis was like
Jerks.
Sodom and Gomorrah,
Yeah.
that they were all full of ego and power, like what we're living in right now.
Yeah, they fell apart.
The Lemurians were
and they weren't good to the Lemurians because Atlantis is more engineering and building stuff, whereas the Lemurians were like, hey, you know, be cool, man. They were like basically hippies to a bunch of military.
yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, we love you. It's cool, man. Let's talk about it. No, here's a missile. Bam.
Well, I hope that this is true because I hope we do make it to the future race of compassion.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think Madame Blavatsky used to talk about that stuff a lot. I think, if I remember right.
Who's that?
She was in the 40s. She was like
Helena Blavatsky.
Yeah.
She wrote The Secret Doctrine in 1888 about this framework of these races.
Yeah, that's probably her. She documented a lot of stuff on that.
Yeah. I don't know, but boy, that story sure lines up with a whole lot of theories that are floating out there.
Yeah.
It's weird how many things like this come from all these different places and they all go along the same line.
Mm-hmm.
So
and here we are in 2025 and they're still freaking talking about it.
Yeah, and I don't think any one of them is completely correct, but I think that there is a lot of truth in all of them.
Here's what I'm finding as I get deeper and deeper into quantum metaphysics. It's just like the Bible or any of the other Bibles or any of the other books. It's just a way of telling the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just a way of
it's just different cultures and languages.
Labeling, labeling what happens quantumly. Energy, there's a source, which we don't know what it is. Science does not know what that is yet. We know it's there because we have had things happen that tells us something's there. That's the only way I know how to say it. But they haven't figured out a way to figure out what's there. But there is something there as a source. And that source just imagine a neural network in a brain. You know what that looks like. Just shoots and branches and just webs of entanglement. Webs of entanglement. And we're part of that. Everything's part of that. And because we don't know what the source is scientifically, that is still linked to, then that it must be God. That must be the source and its experience. It's having these experiences.
What if we, as, this human beings on this planet Earth, okay, in this dimension, all right, what if we are just mainly a synapse in the greater hive mind? You know what I'm saying? What if we are a synapse and there's others, to one creature who we probably is technically God,
Mm-hmm. I think that's exactly, I think you absolutely could call it that.
And so what if we, that's what we are, the reality that happens on this planet, and what we go through on a day by day basis.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're filtering, like maybe this God's asleep.
What is it? Me and my friend Shelly were talking about that, and it was like, it's like we're just a Wi-Fi router.
Right.
We download, we upload. We download, we upload.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, science, quantum physics has already determined that your reality, nothing exists until you observe it.
Right.
Nothing exists until you observe it.
Well, that's the way, and this is going to move more towards like simulation theory, but like they've upgraded the Unreal Engine now to where when it's not on screen, it's not rendered anywhere.
The what? What'd you say?
Like in the 3D environment and Unreal Engine, they programmed it now to where if it's not on the screen, like if it's an object behind your character, it's not rendered in the system. And as you turn, what comes into view is rendered, and what goes out of view is dropped out.
Yeah. And that is exactly what quantum physics tells us.
Yeah.
It's called and it's based on the observer effect.
That's the way simulations are going right now.
Right. And well, I think this is a simulation. I do. I believe that it is.
So we're like part of the Matrix.
No, I think you're part of a Matrix, but I do not think you are necessarily part of the Matrix. I think there's several matrices.
That's a pretty good thought, I'd hate to have to wake up and have some thing stuck in the back of my head and I have to pull it out.
No, but supposedly some people say, now I don't necessarily say this, but some people say that that's exactly, not that you have something plugged into your neck. That's not what I'm saying, but that you will wake up, that this is actually the dream. This is actually the dream. When you die, you wake up and decide what you're going to do next.
Maybe this is a simulated prison, and
there are people that think that as well.
That's why life sucks so much.
We are part of this prison matrix that has removed itself or separated itself from the universal matrix, the one directly connected to source. Having done that, it's unsustainable, and that's what we're living through now, is the fall of that, because you can't sustain without being part of the source.
I've been looking into like the Gnostic religion, the Gnosticism.
Yeah,
the Gnostics are pretty cool.
And the thing is, it's really interesting because they have things called archons.
I've heard of that. Yep.
Okay? Yep. It's like Christ is one of the archons.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
But there's this person, this one archon named, I think it was an archon named Sophia.
Sophia is the name of the third part of the Trinity that everybody misunderstands. You have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost is the female part of the Trinity, and it's Sophia.
And Sophia basically wasn't supposed to, but she decided she was going to create
Yeah. Yep.
a record, and so she
because
creates us.
God and Sophia worked together to create beings, and they had made the angels and stuff, and Sophia was like, "Well, that was great. I want to try and make something myself." And she snuck off and found a place that was formless and without void, and created something. Saw that it was corrupt because it wasn't formed the correct way, and abandoned it. And well, I mean, Tom's probably going on with the rest of the story now. Anyway, I didn't mean to take it completely away.
No, that's okay. You were telling the right thing.
Sounds very Anunnaki-ish.
Well, here's the thing.
It's similar.
The world that she creates, the life she creates, the God of that place, or what me, you, and everybody perceive as God, is the demiurge.
It's Samael is who she created.
Yeah.
And he was
right.
he was corrupted. Now, okay, the comparison you make with Samael and God is that Samael was alone on Earth, and I think he was able to make and create Lilith. And when they bred, it was demons, and they bred the demons on Earth. And then they sat there for I forgot where I skipped something. I can't think of what it was. But okay, well, anyway, so they did that, and then eventually God found out about Samael. Oh, I was going to compare it to the Old Testament, because Samael, what he told, the way he ruled the planet was that he believed, because he had never seen Sophia or any other beings, so he thought he was alone. So he decided he was the one true God. He told everyone else there would be no other God before me, and an eye for an eye, and all that stuff. That was all commanded by Samael to the beings that came from him and Lilith. So it's like Samael was the God of the Old Testament, and then when God found out, he came and he fixed mankind, and so that they took the corruption out and left us here. And then later he gave Jesus in the New Testament when God ruled over the planet.
Hmm.
So basically, and the thing about Jesus in Gnosticism, Jesus figured out how to ascend.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it's basically what it boils down to in Gnosticism is just being true to yourself.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. It's just be true to yourself.
Yeah.
And Jesus talks about the when he's preaching up on the hillside, he's talking to the mass of people, and he's telling them, he goes, heaven is right here. The temple is right here.
I know. Yep.
Keep your temple. You got to keep your temple clean.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep your temple in order.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, and then because they talk about Judas and how Judas of the disciples is kind of villainized because he tells the guards where Jesus is.
But he was also closest to Jesus, and they're like his best friend.
Right, and the thing is, Jesus knew that Judas was going to do that, and he encouraged Judas to do that because that is what helped Jesus ascend. Is when his mortal body.
And Judas did that for his friend because he asked him to.
Exactly, he did that for his friend because he asked him to.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives you a whole different.
That's why he felt guilty and he killed himself after.
It's Gnosticism and stuff I've been reading on Gnosticism.
It straightens out a lot of things.
I like it. I've been exposed to a lot of the different. I've been the Catholic.
Well, it answers a lot of questions that people always have, and it's all from the books of the Bible that Constantine and everyone else removed.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, the Council of Nicaea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it's like you have that, and it's like I look at this. It's like, whoa, it's like this is totally a different situation.
Mm-hmm. That's
what
right.
I've been.
Jesus was bastardized for the sake of agenda, for the sake of controlling people, for the sake of God. I'll go as far to say that God has been bastardized.
It was to save the Empire of Rome. Because they're losing control of the population because they're abandoning the old gods for Christianity, or Gnosticism,
Mhm.
and he's like, okay, we're losing power because the people are turning against us. So he created Christianity by blending the two religions, and he took the Roman gods and pushed them into one person, and then you just build off of it.
Yeah.
And because that's why there's similarities between the Greeks and Romans and the Bible and everything else. The Christianity, it shouldn't be what it is. It should have been Gnosticism.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it should have.
That's right.
I agree with that. Because what I've read about Gnosticism, what I've watched videos about people, Gnostics.
Well, I mean, it means knowledge. It means that
Right.
they
Right.
knew.
Greek.
Right.
It's Greek for it's based off of gnosis, which is knowledge.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. I've been
And
yelling about it for years.
it makes perfect sense,
Mhm.
It's like, and the thing is, the truth will always set you free, and you read this and it's like, wait a minute, if this is the truth.
And I think the things that are going on in our society right now is making people stop and think. And I think that people like me, and probably in the future people like you, Tom, that say, hey, did you ever look into the truth? Which makes way more sense.
They don't. And it, like, I went to
Because we see Christians are just for me, I would be so embarrassed to call myself one.
Well, yeah. Well, I went to Christian school when I was a kid growing up, and they don't like when you ask the wrong questions. They don't like it at all, and because they can't answer it, so they tell you that you shouldn't think like that. You shouldn't ask those questions.
Well, and it's like
they're not meant for us to know. Well, they always tell us that they're not meant for us to know. That's a mystery of the Bible. That's we can't. It's God.
But as a kid, I knew in my heart of hearts that there is no way the creator of everything would destroy it.
Yeah, there's no point.
There's no way he's going to be saying, put your son up on this slab and sacrifice him to me in my name. That's not, to me, in my heart of hearts, that's where I started going.
Yeah, well, that's why human sacrifice and all that stuff stopped at the end of the Old Testament. Is because there's a drastic change that Gnostics say was when God found out about Earth and came and changed everything and made a new covenant with Abraham.
Yeah.
I mean, Abraham was sit there. He was told to sacrifice his son.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, by Samael. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was God.
Well, that's the way the Christians look at it. They see the God of the Old Testament and the New Testament as the same person, but the Gnostics do not. Yeah, the Gnostics do not see it like that.
Yeah, it was not sustainable, and nothing. The only thing that's sustainable is the truth of things. Period. Doesn't matter if it takes a year or 1,000 years. The truth will. It's the only thing that's sustainable.
Right.
The lies will crumble. We see it happening all around us, in our government, in our religions, in our society. Only one thing is sustainable, and that's caring about each other. And we can't seem to get that going.
Yeah, not recently.
Well, it ain't going to get any better. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better.
It is.
It's to the point where nobody's going to be okay with apologies and let's talk.
We are living the time of the field burning.
Right.
We are.
Well, I've said this before, from other things I've studied about the transitioning of the zodiac, the ages, because we're leaving the age of Pisces, we're going into the age of Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
That transition started in December 21st, 2012. And it's going to go into full swing at, age of Aquarius, 2160. In the meantime, with the two ages, things are just going to suck. That's about the best way to put it, without us getting kicked of YouTube, for lack of better terms. It's not going to get any better.
No.
And that's just the way it is. It'll get better after a certain point once we hit the peak, and then when we start getting close to the age of Aquarius, things will get better.
Well, it has to get bad enough for both sides to go, okay, this has gone on way past the point when it should have stopped. And until both sides are like, we're done, let's stop, it's not going to stop.
They're really good about keeping us not capable.
Right.
I mean, look at what Missouri's doing. I sent you some videos, Tom. Did you watch them?
I haven't had a chance to, but I've seen them. I'm probably going to watch them tonight.
Last video I watched in Missouri, they had a mud run, and some guys had some big 4x4s that were doing.
No, right now, the Missouri legislature, the Missouri, they're like really giving us the one, too.
Well, I mean,
and we're not doing anything.
Of course they're going to do that because look at, like, since Obama, things have been going really far with the left. Every time they get in control, they make things go their way, and everybody sits back and like, this sucks.
Now, all I can say is everybody should research Nepal.
Oh yeah. Well, Iceland did the same thing not so long ago, pretty much, when they threw out their people.
Who?
Iceland.
French did too.
Yeah, and it's been a little while now, but Iceland, their parliament or whatever they had racked up so much debt it pissed off the whole country. Mm-hmm. So they went to parliament, drug them all out of the building, and they enacted a thing that made it so that those politicians were personally responsible for the national debt, and then they installed new people. Yeah,
Nepal burnt their parliament, set that sucker on fire, and then forced their prime minister out.
Well, that's what I was telling. I forgot who I was telling the other day, but it's like the movie
not going to happen here. They're tripping billies.
Well, it's like the movie Ants. It's like as soon as they realize that there's more of them than you, it's just right now the ants aren't getting along with each other.
Well, that's what they're keeping it that way. That's the whole. Without that, there's nothing.
That's the whole trick for them. That's
without that, there's
the ants. They were doing that,
and they do that by religion.
Right now, they've got it through race, religion, social status, social media, everything in every way they can think of.
Yep. I know it. People feed right into it too.
Yeah, it's like it's not really two groups. It's like, you got immigrants against people, citizens. You got, all the different religions, Islam, Catholics, Christianity. I don't know. I can't even go in. Yeah, you already know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're living it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like as I said before, it's like how is this going to look like when it peaks before it starts to get better?
I'll tell you how it's going to look. The ground's going to be really squishy.
Yeah.
And
I think Anunnaki come in. Honestly, I feel like when it gets bad, when we're at the peak, I think that's when Anunnaki show up and say, "You're our slaves."
Or Tom, a small population is easier to control than a large one. They might just wait for us to weed ourselves out.
Exactly.
True. Very true.
They're taking away our health care. They're taking away our ability to live longer. Taking away our way of living once we're old.
Yep.
It's great. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like either side. And this is why we weren't ever supposed to have a two-party system. This is why. This is exactly why.
Agreed.
Sure was a bad day to stop sniffing glue.
Because we secretly have a one-party system that hates us.
Right. Well, we got a one-party system that thinks they rule us. And when the people come to realize that that's not how it's supposed to be and we need to change it, that's where things will get, who knows?
Well, it shouldn't come to that. It shouldn't have to come to that, but if they don't figure it out, it's going to be too late soon.
Right.
Because people are already killing each other. I mean, the Civil War didn't just start because like Lexington got mad at Virginia and were like, "We hate you guys. Let's fight." That's not what happened. It was like
it started in this town,
groups of people,
and then it grew.
Yep.
And then it grew.
And most of the nation, because only 3% of the nation was involved in the war, and the rest of them were like, "This Civil War, I don't even know that it's actually going on. I ain't heard nothing about it."
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, here comes the North into your farm, and take your wife, kills your kids, burns your house down, and then kills you. And it's like, I guess there is a silver bullet.
Exactly. That is exactly right. That is what's happening now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Right.
Hope I don't know, maybe we better switch it up and start making prepper podcasts.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
and especially now because it's not,
if we do.
this isn't going to be anything clear cut like North against the South. There's no armies. It's just going to be there's a group of people that catches somebody they know they don't like and deals with them. And then the other side's going to be like, oh, you
like
guys.
they're doing and have been doing.
Yeah. And it's going to be more common. It's going to be bigger and bigger groups.
And I'm sorry, but it ain't just what was this last guy? Was he 27 or was he 20? He was a really young guy.
With this
last thing, this last shooting.
Charlie. He was 31.
Okay, well, then he's young.
Charlie was 31, but the guy
200 yards. 200 yards. Now, JC, you can attest that.
That's not far.
Yeah.
It is.
No.
I can hit headshots without a scope at 300 yards.
Okay. I felt like that was pretty good.
I mean, if you don't shoot often, yeah, but it's not. It's only 2 football fields, and if you got a scope,
my thought process though is this is not just a bunch of random jackamammies deciding to play Patriot and assassinate someone.
It looks like his dad was a hunter, and they used to hunt.
I think there are bigger puppet masters in this whole thing.
Oh yeah. There's fishy stuff about every one of them, but I mean, is it just us looking for fishy stuff, or is it actually fishy stuff?
I'm sorry, I'm basing my opinion on experience of what I've seen in history and what I've read, what the CIA has released, and what I've read. They had released, I forget the project, but there were lists, pages and pages of assassination plans.
Yeah. Well, the government loved that stuff, but then they deny it all.
No.
Like Gulf of Tonkin and all that. They were going to kill Floridians and blame it on Cuba just to start a war. They're like, Mr. President, we can kill these guys in Florida, and we can go into Cuba. And he's like, what? No. And we were lucky that the right guy was in the office at that time, or the wrong guy would have been like, who knows, Eisenhower, Roosevelt, any of those guys, they might have been like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. What's a couple hundred people?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like people need to.
So there's definitely been guys in office that said, okay.
How do you not freaking see what is out there to be seen freely on the internet?
I mean, yeah, because that can't be an isolated incident. These guys were comfortable enough to go to the new president and suggest this. And those the bureaucrats. Those are the people that get in office and stay in office for 20, 30 years and have their agendas. They get a new guy in the president. We got to have this new guy's signature. Let's just go get it. And they're comfortable doing that because they've done it before. And I guarantee they're still doing it. It wasn't the first and it wasn't the only time. Yeah, and that's probably one of the very few times that they ever disagreed.
Yeah. It's scary times and they're just, I think, I see glimmers of people that in the past were very for real though, but now they're like, hey, because everything is so polarized.
Well, these ideas and these notions and theories or whatever you want to call them, they come from somewhere. That's not usually somebody just sitting there.
Well, when your president is in the Oval Office saying the things outright and being recorded doing it, where's the argument? He just said it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He just did it.
Yeah, like
not a conspiracy.
I don't know why he did this, and I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't really have a problem with it because it's just kind of a reversion back to the way it used to be. But Department of Defense sounds a lot better than Department of War.
I agree, but we want to be looked at as the instigator, not that we are defending ourselves.
It was the Department of War up until 1949, but Department of Defense is a lot better.
It's a name. I don't even care about that.
I know. It's not a big deal. It's just like an optic thing. It's
But I hope he brings the military to Chi-Town because
Yeah.
they're going to get a rude awakening.
yeah, and I'm somebody, I don't dislike the guy.
Them folks ain't so friendly.
Yeah. I don't dislike the guy, but I do not agree with everything.
I don't like any of them.
Yeah.
I am not in favor of any of
The
them.
only thing he's got going with me is that he's not liked by the other politicians, and he started off not being a politician, but it seems to me like he's pretty much becoming a politician.
Yeah.
I think he's out to make himself and his friends rich.
I don't
Period.
well, if he was, he wouldn't give up his salary.
Oh,
Right.
please. That salary?
He's already rich.
He's already rich, so he doesn't need it. And what is it, like $150,000 a year or something? $400,000 a year. Okay, that's just what's on the book public record. Okay, just like these senators that allegedly only make $200 or $300 a year, but now they're they're millionaires. They're making money elsewhere.
Yeah, it is pretty funny how if you go into the Capitol building, you come out a millionaire.
I know, and that's what I'm saying.
They got it all figured out in there how to get rich. For
him to be like, I'm not going to take my salary, whatever.
Like AOC went in as a bartender, now she's worth what, $30-some million, and it's like, and they do only get like 100. It might be 170,000 a year now, but it was 140. Mm-hmm. They don't get that much. I mean, it's more than I get. What's that?
You talking about Congress?
Yeah.
They
go in like AOC went in as basically not much more than the next bartender, and what was it, 3 or 4 years she was a millionaire, and now she's worth like 30-some million.
Interesting.
Off of 170,000 a year, and nobody asks any questions, and if they do, it's just like, oh, look over here.
Yeah.
We got this gun control.
Yeah. Plain to be seen, but no one wants to see it.
I refer to it as being bar Brady, like Officer Bar Brady in South Park. Nothing to see here, kids.
Nothing to see here.
Move along.
I mean, it's almost, let's see. Now, to me, it sounds like we're living Atlantis.
Well, I mean, that's what happened to Rome, and like every civilization reaches a certain point, and they fall into decadence and tolerance and all these things, and then pretty soon they get overrun.
Today, I was watching a show on Hulu about the Ancient Apocalypse. It talked about the fall of the Bronze Age. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
They had a very decadent lifestyle.
They had it going pretty good, and all of a sudden you see people showed up and started screwing up things. And they, that's what they tell us in the history, the mainstream historians and stuff. That's the story. And these people were kind of investigating it. They're like, okay, well, they show that the one of the pharaohs in Egypt looked like he got smallpox because they could tell by the way the mummy and the skin. They saw it's like, this guy probably had smallpox, and a lot of his relatives are shown dying at the same time he did. So there's probably
started blankets with him.
Smallpox, and then they started looking at a lot of the structures. It's like, why, if these sea people were so bad and they came into the land or whatever, started raiding, it's like, how did these people destroy a whole city, these city states? Because they're all like demolished. Well, they get to looking. Well, it looks like there was some kind of earthquake or something. So we have a natural disaster, and now we have smallpox. What? And then, of course, any kind of raiding or whatever for these supposed sea people, they come to the conclusion that the Philistines were not like one bunch of you have the French people over here, you have the English people.
They were mariners from basically Crete and other places.
They were a hodgepodge of people, different tribes. They found out through the DNA that these are a bunch of different people. So something happened somewhere else. They're just looking for a place to live. Yeah. People are like, hey, not here, move it along. They're like, no.
Do you think they were Atlanteans?
Don't know, because this would have happened.
Well, I mean, the Philistines had Goliath, right? The Philistines had Goliath and other giants. I mean, he wasn't the only
yeah,
planet they had.
the Philistines had Goliath. He was a Philistine. And the thing is, it's, this happens, the fall of the Bronze Age was 1200 BC. The fall of Atlantis was 9500 BC.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there's a huge area there.
Right.
But the thing is, it is interesting because it's like, then it's like there were labor disputes in these city-states. So on top of the internal turmoil, the Philistines, and of course, that's, the trade routes, what
Like
the
the
hell?
Silk Road.
Well, like, kind of, the Silk Road wasn't, I don't think, was there at that time. But there was a trade route between, because it's all this, the Bronze Age, they talk about it being like the Hittites, which was like in Turkey and in that area in the Middle East there, and that Mediterranean Middle East area. And it's like, because you had the Akkadians, you had the Hittites, you had the Egyptians.
Weren't the Phoenicians there at that time?
Who?
The Phoenicians?
Yeah, well, the Phoenicians are sea people.
Yeah.
So you have the Phoenicians, you have the Philistines, you have the Canaanites, and all these other people rolling around in this area. And for a while there, I mean, they fought from time to time, but for the most part, everybody was prosperous. They traded with each other, and then all of a sudden, it went to crap. The people who were like the labor people, started to revolt. The supply lines, because of the Philistines, got destroyed. Earthquake, disease.
Yeah, that's probably about the time Pompeii got covered.
Well, I don't know if Pompeii was around. I mean, that was like
I can't remember what year it was.
I
But
want to say it's like 37. That's a ways.
See, I was thinking 46 or something like that.
Yeah, I forget the years, but it seemed like it would fit in with all the disasters.
Yeah, I mean, Pompeii, Vesuvius, I think that happened, 37 BC. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know, but like, because the thing is, it's like the Iron Age comes in right after the Bronze Age. And there's an area between the start of the Iron Age and the end of the Bronze Age where it's it goes dark. You have a dark age there, just like in the
Oh, no, Pompeii. Oh, wait a minute. '79.
Yeah. Way after the fall of the Bronze Age.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
That was when it was buried by Vesuvius.
Right. I mean, that's when it was under. I mean, that's Roman. And the thing is the Romans came after the Bronze Age. Now the Mycenaeans, that's the early Greeks were part of the Bronze Age. They're all in that area, Crete and all that stuff. I mean, so it's stuff like that. You see a rise and fall, and
over and over again.
Over and over again. It's like you see they make the same mistakes as they did the first time.
Yeah, you can bet that these things that we know about aren't the first ones. There's probably tons of civilizations that have come and gone that we'll never know about.
Tartaria, we talked about that.
Yes.
We have talked about Tartaria. It's like things have come and gone, and we didn't know about it. And, it's just,
now I don't know. I think their only relevance, though, other than it being interesting, the only relevance would be, look what's happening now.
Yeah,
well, it's the same thing. I mean, it really is the same thing. We've gotten to the point where, like, what are our major concerns right now? Pronouns and other bullshit. Like you can really getting butthurt over a 3-letter word that doesn't make a difference in anyone's life.
Right.
Right. That's your big issue.
Right.
I mean, honestly, if you think about it, going back to the Lemurians, and as we're talking about the cycle, they come out of there, they descend into
right.
Well, our society's so bored, we're inventing things to be upset about.
Well, here's the thing. What I'm trying to say is that what if this is just a cog within a cog? Okay? Think about the Mayan calendar. Okay? The big Mayan calendar. Okay, the long count. So you got this big long count, and then they've got these months and days and weeks. So it's like a cog within a cog within a cog as it's moving around this big cog. What if in the situation we are in that we're just part of that cog and we're going around the gear?
So you're just seeing the cycle as a gear.
Right.
Yeah.
We're just this is just part of, I mean, this is just the way it is.
It's just what we do, just like anything else.
It's like, yeah, it's. I mean, you can look at it just like a wave or a frequency. You know, it's got up valleys and
Oscillating.
Yeah. And here's another thing to look at.
Too. So I mean, it really is. Everything really is a frequency.
Right. And
really
and here's the next thing to think about is that basically, what if we're in a situation? And I've lost my train of thought. God.
Choo-choo.
You didn't need it.
I had a really cool point and it's gone. Damn it.
That's it. I can't take it anymore.
No. I was talking about the. Well, it's gone. I don't know where it went.
Well, I do think that
I was rolling pretty good there.
Yeah, I do think that we are entering a time of something.
Well, I've been telling Tom for 10 years I felt like the world was going to change.
Yeah.
Now I remember. I was going to say that basically as we're talking about cogs and we're all part of this, this gear, and we're going through the same thing over and over again. It's like Groundhog Day with Bill Murray. You seen that movie? And he goes up there, he figures out he's in a loop, so he just starts killing himself. He had things. There's one where he's in the tub. He had a freaking toaster and just pushed it off into the thing.
Maybe the source is Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. Great.
Art imitates life.
That's right. But I mean, I'm just saying, what if?
Yeah.
Because I've even been told this, like, jobs that I have worked at and supervisors, like, hey, it's Groundhog Day, even though we've dealt with this before, it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again.
Right.
Maybe we go through it to learn, and we haven't figured it out. Just like what Jace said.
The whole point of everything is to learn while we're here.
See, and that takes us right back to the source and having the source experiences itself.
We keep having this problem where we get to a certain point and we wipe ourselves out and forget, so we can't learn from it because we're dumbasses.
None of it matters.
Yeah. So we get to a certain point, wipe ourselves out, forget, do it again. Until we get to the point where we make it to there and we remember how it got screwed up before and we actually get along well enough to not do it again, it's going to go again.
Right.
And that's when we enter the new age of compassion.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Because really it would be compassionate towards each other that would require getting through it, because the lack of that is what is causing us to repeat it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And hey, just to kind of get off a point here real quick, I mean, here's something I want to bring up and ask you two about. Was that the 3-eye atlas?
Yeah.
What do you think that could be?
I'm waiting and watching. Yeah,
hard to say. Now, they did say that it has a weird light at the front that some astrophysicist has decided that it could only be provided by nuclear power, which I don't know how he could come up with that by just a speck on a picture. But there is a weird light at the front of it. Other than that, I just assume it's probably some rock or something.
I can't trust anything I see or hear about it.
Well, the thing that bugs me about these interstellar objects that come through the line and we see them coming in thousands and thousands of miles for months and they're just coming in this straight line. It's like how are they lined up with our trajectory? Because our planets are moving fast. We know our sun's moving too. We don't know how fast.
I know.
So how can this thing come from somewhere else that's not part of our solar system?
And at one time it was reported to be changing speed.
Yeah. Well, while our entire solar system is speeding off in whatever direction, how is this thing how do they stay in? I don't know. I like to see what it is.
Wait to see.
I think maybe we don't know.
October. When's it supposed to get here?
Yeah, I think maybe we still don't really understand the way our solar system moves, and it's probably just a
That's
rock.
possible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, there's a theory out there about the younger Dryas, and that there were big, comets that hit the Earth.
Yeah.
What if this is yet another cycle, and we're going to have another younger Dryas?
It's possible.
I'm-
Buy boat, Tommy.
I'm going to go buy a boat. I don't know. I'm just going to go in the ground.
I'm just going to sit here. I mean, there ain't nothing I can do.
Yeah.
I'm an old woman
Buy a
with
boat.
rheumatoid arthritis. What the hell am I going to do?
Buy a bass boat. The bus starts going.
Yeah, I'm just like, wow. I'll sit here and go, okay, that's what it was. Finally, the truth. No, and it's not the only thing. There's another one too. What was that one called? This is not the first time this has come up.
The one with the Hawaiian name. Omawahu or whatever it was.
Yeah. I'm a mama or
Yeah. Papa Mau Mau.
something like that.
Yeah, boom, ba, boom, ba.
That one was really similar. I mean, it had a weird trajectory.
Yeah. And then there was that Dark Knight thing that's floated around us for
That's apparently been here for a long, long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see.
That could easily be an observation post. And you would
that.
think, with all the times we go into orbit, maybe send a drone by the Dark Knight. Oh,
Check
no.
it out.
No, let's not look at what the hell this thing could possibly be.
They already
been
know
here
what
for
it is.
thousands of years, and we just noticed it.
It's a secret. They know already. They know what this 3-eye atlas is already.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
They know.
Like you watch those videos from NASA where the space station's on Earth, you can see shit coming into the planet and turning and flying off in another direction. And they're like, oh, it bounced off swamp gas. Like, fuck you.
Cow parts made that.
And then bounce off shit.
I know. They truly think we're stupid. They really do. They truly think we're stupid.
They do.
No, all I can do, I keep my eye on that culture that, where people are into that, talking about that. There's some people I listen to. I mean, Stephen Greer's definitely one I listen to. Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar, he's starting to actually have other people give him credit now.
Yeah. Yeah, because maybe he's not so freaking nuts. You know?
because a lot of stuff coming out is backing up what he said, and people are like, maybe Bob was one of them. Either like,
I know.
So it wouldn't be too hard to pretend like he didn't ever work there.
Bob is not knucking fucks.
Here's my problem, though. This is what I've observed, because I follow Stephen Greer pretty damn close. Now nothing's free. Now you have to buy his movie or do the thing or what the fuck ever. And I'm like, dude, you want the news to get out? You put the news out on fucking YouTube with no commercials, free to everybody.
Well, they make money off the commercials and views. So if he wants to make money, he can make money on YouTube if he just wanted to get the.
And I'm like, okay, I'm starting to have a problem.
Everybody does that at some point. Everybody
starting to have a problem because then you become less believable to me.
Yeah, because it's cash grab. Cash grab.
Cash.
That's like the ghost hunters. When they stop going into people's homes and start doing these sites, these historical
that they're
sites,
paying $300 to do.
Right, and it's like, well, why don't you do someone's home like you used to? I mean, irregardless.
Well, how else is Zach Baggins going to get possessed in the basement of an asylum in somebody's basement?
Right.
I mean, granted, there are investigators out there that do do that.
Did you feel that? Anybody else hear that? What was that?
I farted.
No, you got to take his shirt off so you can see his angel wing tattoo.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh. That's nice.
I can't stand that guy. I mean,
I watch him because he entertains me, but he's like really I'm watching other people too.
I stopped watching the ghost hunting thing. I don't even have a desire to go.
Well, it's because of that sort of thing. It took away credit. It took away credit from it.
It's entertainment.
the stuff that we found as a group at Central States Paranormal, we found a lot of good stuff. And
But how many times did we go anywhere and something pulled your clothes? Or did you guys hear that? Did anybody feel? Was it cold? What, you know? They're just stupid questions, and just act like there's nothing you can prove on camera. He's just saying that for watch me as I experience bullshit.
Well, the producers are dictating what he says and what he does.
Yeah, and that's the time when you say I'm done.
He's gold. He's gold. He's got a huge following, a huge fan base. Regardless of what happens to him, he maintains the huge fan base. His shows get watched.
That's his cash grab.
That's all that matters.
That's his cash grab.
Everybody else is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally everybody else.
YouTubers are so bad, especially the ones from foreign countries where they just walk into like a wrecked building and just run back out screaming. It's like, why did you go in there if you're just going to run away?
I know, right? I mean, hell, I was watching a thing on that British show, Most Haunted.
Oh, yeah, I remember that show.
It turned out to be a big freaking farce.
I couldn't stand to watch that show because they had the close-up, and with the dark, they had like the night vision close-up, and they're like, oh!
I know, and they were the ones screaming, running out the room. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, yeah, they always had the camera right here, so it's just right on their face, and no thanks.
Like Blair Witch shit.
I mean, if you want a show that's actually like that, if you want an actual ghost hunt show, it's going to be boring, and
it is.
Might get an EVP.
Watch Jasko. Watch Jasko. Watch CJ Faison. Watch freak. I can't remember his name.
Leonard Ghostal.
But if you watch Jasko and if you watch Twin Paranormal, they're good. If you watch Jasko though and CJ Faison, you'll get the other guy, and I can't remember his dang name, but I watch him too. Yeah, it's like these guys gonna stay the night out in the woods tonight. Let's see what happens.
Bigfoot's going to come here. Bigfoot's going to show up with a jar of Vaseline.
Hey, let me tell you something. There's a lot of times where like saying it's a ghost, and I'm sitting there going, dude, that ain't no ghost.
Yeah.
That ain't no ghost. Y'all, I have even messaged one before going, that's not a ghost. I mean, he bought this CJ Faison. He bought this abandoned farm out in the middle of Pocono Forest. Okay. And, went in, had brought people in, cleaned out all the junk and all that. Just now it's all clear. There's some crazy shit goes on there. I mean, wow.
Well,
and
in my opinion,
goes out into the forest.
If they're doing anything physical, it's not a ghost.
Oh, what do you mean physical?
Like if they're moving objects or slamming doors or things like that. That ghosts don't typically have the energy to do that, but demons do.
Okay, we can agree to disagree on that.
Well, I know we don't agree on everything.
We can agree to I don't believe that.
I believe it.
It's the truth.
I believe it.
But anyway, I messaged him one time because he was doing all this out in his woods by this farm he bought. I'm like, I don't think it's a ghost, dude. I think you got a dog man, or you've got something out in your woods. No, I don't know.
Could be Bigfoot out there with Downsy. Who knows?
I don't know. Bigfoot's trending as well. Lots of new Bigfoot evidence. Lots of new Bigfoot stuff coming from.
Also lots of new.
Hey, moment of silence for Jeff Meldrum. Moment of silence for Jeff Meldrum. The only doctor of archaeology to be funded to study Bigfoot. Only one. You cannot study Bigfoot without studying what he put out. Him and Bob Green's his last name. And he wasn't a doctor. I don't think he may have been. I'm telling you.
I think that Bobo dude was the best Bigfoot hunter of all time.
Hey, I've seen all the Bigfoot footage on TikTok. I've seen him from prison after getting a lot of booger sugar and all kinds of other stuff. And
I don't get those anymore. The algorithm pushed those out. I don't get them anymore.
I think he got banned.
Oh, really? He was pretty.
Well, he had Okay, now he had this. There was the thing where Bigfoot was going around there talking about having booger sugar, and
Yeah.
he had this person with Down syndrome. He referred to as Downsy, and so him and Downsy, and like they would bond booger sugar, and then Downsy
that is not funny.
Downsy
I understand
he
now.
sold the booger sugar to the undercover cop, and they go to prison,
I'm
and then they had
offended.
the prison break.
He probably got banned.
He probably got
He probably got banned.
funniest thing I
Shame
I'm
because
so
he did
offended.
good stuff. He just crossed the line. Crossed the line.
You know, it ranks right up there with the Tourette's guy, if you remember.
No, I
Tourette's.
love that Tourette's guy so bad that they
God
couldn't
rest
remember
his
those.
soul, man. Because he.
The Tourette's guy was internet gold. That's probably my favorite internet person ever.
it's just tit dirt. That's all you have to know.
Yeah.
It's just
Or so.
Yeah.
perfect.
Oh, all right, that's all for season 2, episode 1. Catch us next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
We're going to
Check
talk
out our
about
page.
me.
Talking about moo-moos next week. So wear your favorite moo-moo.
No, Moo, MU. Come on. Play right.
Oh, well, you can still wear your favorite moo-moo. We don't
Yeah,
care what
Tom,
you wear.
Tom, you gotta
Moo-moo.
wear,
We're here
Tom,
watching our podcast. That's all.
you gotta
we
wear
care.
your cow costume next week, Tom.
My what?
You have a
cow
cow
costume.
costume.
I'm a cow costume. You're high.
What? I saw your videos.